It's Laura Eubanks with Miguel
Hello.
with your succulent tip of the day and the grand reveal at the Chula Vista Church in Chula Vista, as opposed to the Chula Vista Church in Escondido. I don't want you to be confused. But you're probably wondering, wait, did I miss something? The answer is no. When the church reached out to me months ago and wanted a proposal and an estimate to do this section of the property, it took a really long time to get all of the numbers together because I was looking for donations, and KRC gave us a smoking deal on the rock, and figuring out quantities and budgets and all the things, and then schedules and blah blah blah. Long story short, from the time that we talked about doing this to we started doing it, many months passed, and I had asked Miguel if he would like to run lead on this project. I mean, he's shown so much leadership on the daily, and I just, he's starting to branch out and take on his own clients. Tell us a little bit about that, Miguel.
Hi. Well, I've been working with Laura or for Laura for several years now, and I followed her for even more before I got the opportunity to work for Laura. And when I moved down to San Diego, I was like, I'm going to see and give it a shot and see if she'll hire me. And I was so lucky and blessed that she took me onto the team, and everyone was so welcoming, and we've all become like a big old family. And gardening has just been a passion for me and something that has really given me a lot of peace. And it just, yeah.
And so now, in addition to helping us out on our projects, what's going on with your own business?
Well, I've decided to start on my own, doing my own designs mostly right now, doing container gardens and garden beds, also doing some designs for landscapes, and this one was a big help too.
Sorry, we got a phone call. But as Miguel was saying,
so yeah, this has been a really great opportunity to help me, think a lot bigger, because it's easier to do small containers, but seeing what you navigate and all the things you juggle on a project it's been really nice and really good experience.
Wonderful. And where can people find you on Instagram?
So people can find me on Instagram and Facebook at rooted _garden _design if they want any kind of design for their landscape, garden beds, or even just container gardens.
You will not regret it, let me tell you. So if you got a project and you think Miguel's your guy, reach out. His shingle is officially attached to the door. Now, as far as this project goes, we had our A-team guys. We have Omar, we have Kevin, we have Mel, we even have Haley. Haley's back, yay! Haley sojourned in LA for a while, but he's back, we're so thrilled. We had Julian here helping. We had, obviously, Miguel. We had 4 or 5 volunteers from the church on the daily. I didn't do anything. All I did go choose the plants, order them, schedule the delivery. Greg negotiated on the rocks, but this design, this is all Miguel and Team DFS. I did nothing, and I am so proud of you, and I'm so proud of the work that they did. This is few plants were here. The agave attenuatas were already here, and we had some volunteer, or I should say donations, right? A beautiful Perryi, from John, gorgeous, and a couple of cactus. Now, here's something, from a design standpoint that we can talk about, is this columnar cactus. There's a couple of them. They're very nice. But John, one of the representatives of the church here, made a really good point, and I had thought about this too. What happens when it gets tall, right? Because over there on phase 1 that we did 6 years ago, I don't have anything tall. Everything is, more of a bush aloe, bush agave, barrel cactus, crassus, just all those. So I told them I love them right now, and because this is also a xeriscape, which, Miguel, what does that mean?
It means, actually, it's Greek for dry, and it's spelled Xeri. So
Not zero, Steve.
Yep.
xeriscape. And it basically means that these plants are relying on Mother Nature for their hydration needs. There's no irrigation system here. Here's our irrigation system right here.
John.
This is John, and he's going to be hand watering this garden. I recommended once every 2 weeks throughout the hot months. And here in Chula Vista, it can be hot through September and into October. But that garden over there that we installed 6 years ago hasn't seen a drop of supplemental water since the pandemic. So 4 years, 4 years.
Also, though, to get back on this, you repeat what I'm saying. With the saw or sawzall, these are very easy to manipulate and deal with.
Yeah, we can always cut it back. It's something that we can, if it gets to a height that we don't like anymore, we can cut it back and reset it, just like we do the sticks on fire.
Right, which we'll get to in a minute. But so all of these plants that you see, now some of these wouldn't necessarily work in your xeriscape if you live in a very, very hot climate or in a climate that freezes, right? None of these plants are really hardy, meaning that they will survive extended temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. A few of them will, but for the most part, they're soft. Here in Chula Vista, we're kind of in between the east and the west, we get a beautiful ocean breeze. We still get the marine layer. We can get away with crassulas. We can get away with portulacarias. We can get away with these aloes. So depending on your climate will determine the plants that you can get away with. But when I chose the plants, my idea was to choose what's working over there and repeat. So the crassula orbiculatas, the crassula ovatas, the undulatas, those are thriving. The portulacarias are running amok over there, so that was a no-brainer to pull those in to this side. I also got some popcorn aloes, those beautiful green grenadiensis. I've got a bunch of those because those spread like wildfire, and we want those aloes that will spread. This dry stream, I had thought when before they started and broke ground, that the dry stream would be more linear, and originally they had the Cali Gold 3/8 running along the sidewalk about 2 feet wide in a straight line, and I thought, oh well, the river rock can just run behind that in a straight line too, and it'll tie in with what we've got going over on the other side. But Miguel had a vision that far exceeded my thought, and look what he created with this. He brought it back, he made it move, and he took advantage of this slope, which I didn't even see this. In the beginning when we were doing the estimate and looking at this before they did the demo, I didn't realize we had this drop off, and he took advantage of that, and he created something so natural. It looks like it has been excavated. I also want to give credit to Bart from KRC. He came in on Monday, and he placed basically 45 ton of boulder in this garden space. So hats off to the whole team. So with this sticks on fire, this is a plant that I don't use that often anymore, because it's toxic. It's kind of passé, meaning it's been done. Listen to me, and you're like, well, then why are you using it here? But it still serves its purpose. This wall, the church was very concerned that it might be very attractive to a certain element that could tag it, and they want to discourage that. So the team just placed these sticks on fire, 3.5, 4 feet apart. They've got them moving. It's not a straight line. I don't want the sticks to become a hedge. I just want them to stay as individuals, to stay loose and grow up and kind of protect this wall. So, and this is also job security for when we do maintenance, because every 3 years or so, I recommend digging sticks on fire out, cutting them off, and resetting them. Because these things can get as big as an SUV, each one, and they have a very hard wood, and they're difficult to get out when they've been in the ground for a really long time. So that was the idea with that. Miguel, when you were thinking dry stream, what was your inspiration, or how did you come to decide on creating this particular design?
Well, I definitely did not want to reinvent the wheel. So I did want to continue off what you had done in the first phase. And on Monday, when Bart did deliver the boulders, I came by just because I wanted to see what was going to happen on Tuesday. And he was able to help almost excavate with his big claw.
Wow.
So that was a really big help.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of these rocks are tons. We wouldn't have been able to move them at all. So he was able to snuggle them in and just make it look like a real natural riverbed. And it's just seeing what you have done, what Hannah has done in her riverbeds, and so it's just a lot of inspiration from people in our little community.
Well, this moves, and it's really next level. Congratulations. This is not easy to do, guys. So Miguel did just an absolutely stupendous job. So we talked about this. There is no irrigation in this garden. There was, but we ripped it out and we capped everything. So John's going to water by hand with a hose a couple times a week until the temperatures drop into the fall, like probably till the 1st of November. And then it's just going to be here by itself forever after that. He might throw a little water on it in the summer just to be nice, but we're confident that this is just going to take off on its own and not require any water. So if you've got an area that you want to redesign, if you want to get rid of your lawn, if you want to get rid of maintenance and water and fertilizer and tree pruning and roots and all those things, consider doing something like this. Hey, Miguel?
Yep.
All right, so for Team DFS and for Miguel, we thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. And I'll let Miguel say, this has been Miguel, Design for Serenity, with your grand reveal.
This has been Miguel from Design for Serenity with your grand reveal, with your succulent tip of the day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.